everyone! We are back again for another Guild Hall video.
Guild Hall! This is like my second one.
And
I'm pretty stoked.
The first of 2026, we can say that officially.
Oh,
yeah.
we can.
Which is really cool and really exciting. And with it being the first of many things, we're gonna try something new today.
Something new for the new year.
Yeah. Right now we're still figuring out what guild halls are going to be all the time, and I think we do want to use it as a space to change up things.
Yeah.
But there's something very exciting happening this month. Lore-Wyn. We're returning to the plane of Lore-Wyn, and I think like artistically we can look at that set and be like, this is awesome.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, we're very stoked.
I'm super excited.
And we can look at some of the cards or the creature types that we're seeing and be like, this is awesome.
My first deck was actually a fairy deck.
Not my first deck, but the deck I really learned on was an elf deck. And you and I are big old high fantasy sluts.
I
love it.
So I'm
Ooh. But one of the things with Lore-Wyn is it's not just a return to high fantasy, because magic is high fantasy. But like, what does a return to Lore-Wyn mean? And as new players and new people to everything magic, what does that mean?
I don't know.
Yeah. So we are going to delve into that for the first time today in our first Lorecast.
Lorecast.
Yeah.
Guild Hall Lorecast.
Guild Hall Lorecast.
Ooh, that's kind of fun to say.
Guild Hall Lorecast. From what I know of Lore-Wyn, there's a couple things. High fantasy.
It kind of gives like midsummer vibes almost.
Yes. Yeah. You know, like the Court of the Fairies, Titania.
Yes.
Bottom. All those things. One of the things that someone has described it to me as is it was like, and not all of it, but some of it was like Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Before we got Lord of the Rings. Right?
I like that,
because
though.
like eventually we did get Lord of the Rings, and also in 2026 we're gonna get Hobbits. But like one of these things, Kithkin, are just Magic's version of Hobbits. Before we could have Hobbits.
Before the Hobbits
And
were hobbiting.
And there's tree folk and there's other stuff. So
Well, and something that's interesting to me is that I wasn't a Lord of the Rings person.
right.
And
You still need to finish
I
the third movie and the last
need
15
the
minutes
last
of the
15
second movie.
minutes of the second movie because the airplane cut me off. I should have done that on the last airplane.
That would have been good.
But it reminds me of my first kind of introduction into like D&D.
Yes, it's very D&D adjacent.
And so that's why I was really interested in this aspect of things because of that.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's always been like this, but especially with Lorwyn Eclipsed and the art direction they're going in right now, it feels very Brian Froud inspired.
Okay.
And Brian Froud is the 2D artist that was the art director on Labyrinth and Dark Crystal.
Yeah.
And he's one of my favorite traditional 2D artists. Like, I grew up with all of his volumes of books on fairies and goblins and all this stuff. And so seeing that is like, so yeah, we're gonna break down some of it, and we're gonna get to know Lore-Wyn either with you if you've experienced it in the past, or if you're a big lore head and you're caught up and listening to all the pods, or if you're a new player and you're going to the first time, and maybe we can take you with us.
First timer.
So like we said, there are very high fantasy, midsummer, kind of Lord of the Rings
pretty,
elements.
like Spring Never Ends. Kind of. I read. You don't like them, but I read the Court of Thorns and Roses books.
Right, fairy smut.
There is the fairy smut. Yes, there is one of the courts is the spring court, and it's always spring there.
And
so
word,
it kind of
word.
gives vibes
Some of
like that. Yeah.
So one of the basic things before we even just get into the planes is some of the creatures that we'll be seeing in Lore-Wyn, because when we're playing, that's what will really matter. You know, this is the archetypes, the typals that we'll be seeing. So we're just we didn't big brain research. We're just reading it with you.
We're reading it.
Yeah. So this is off the MTG fandom wiki page if you want to follow along. Creatures of Lore-Wyn. The indigenous wildlife of Lore-Wyn is dominated by 8 sapient races. elves, kithkin, maros, flamekin, bogarts, treefolk, giant, and fairies. Lore-Wyn is one of the few known planes in the multiverse where humans do not occur naturally.
I love that.
I know, I think it's very
Yeah.
cool. In addition, Lore-Wyn supports a menagerie of animal and supernatural life, including wisents, springjacks, and servants. Some of those I'm a little unfamiliar with. A semi-sapient race of mimics known as changelings, and the majestic greater elements. All of them thrive in Lore-Wyn's temperate environment and unending growing season.
See?
Yeah, preserving the plane's character as an unspoiled nature wilderness.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, very, very mystical fan. So yeah.
Yeah, a never-ending spring, midsummer vibes.
Yeah, totally.
Each of the 9 races, including the changelings, known as the tribes, live in an uneasy state of peace. Skirmishes and small battles occur from time to time, but full-scale war is unknown. The tribes are highly provincial and distrustful of those outside their race. All are wary of the cruel and powerful elves, who function as the plane's de facto rulers.
Oh no. I've been playing the bad guys.
I don't know if they're the bad guys. I think they're just the most, like,
Established
and, like, long-standing, like, power, I guess, in the plane, which makes sense.
Yeah, very much so.
They have long lifespans, you know, things like that. So I just think that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Cruel, though.
Cruel. The cruel part, that was where I was like, man, that's a bummer. Yeah, it's actually really interesting because we are gearing up to maybe do some D&D soon, and the character that I'm messing with right now is from the Feywinds.
Yes.
Feywilds.
Feywild?
Fey whatever it is.
Fey.
And it sounds very... Hey, Fey. And it sounds really, really similar to the plane of Lore-Wyn, which, I mean, makes sense. It's all WotC.
Yeah.
So I think we're just going to jump now into Magic's Planeswalker's Guide to Lore-Wyn and Shadowmoor.
Let's go.
We kind of know the creatures that we'll expect to see.
Well, and this is interesting, too, because, you know, I kind of have an understanding of Lore-Wyn a little bit, but Shadowmoor?
Right.
I don't know about this.
The only thing that I've gathered is that it's like, because the new lands have you even seen these?
Sorry about that.
Did you just say 6-7?
No, I didn't, but I did. It was like a balance thing for me. It was light and dark, and then I realized what happened.
Mars really young.
I hated that.
The new cards, the lands, are double-sided.
Yes.
And they have a light side and a dark side. And I think that is Lore-Wyn and Shadowmoor.
Okay.
It's essentially like a daytime, nighttime.
Nighttime.
Or maybe more, you know, like good, evil, or Feywild versus Underdark. If you're a D&D person. Yes. Which you might hear us quite a few times.
And we might reference that. And we're not, you know, it's just what I know.
It's what we know.
It's what we know.
It's where we come from.
I'm sorry.
So, without further ado, welcome back to the plane of light and shadow. Lore-Wyn Shadowmoor was once a plane that would shift between its two aspects in intervals of approximately 300 years.
Whoa.
This event was known as the Great Aura. Lore-Wyn is the name given to its daytime, where the sun never fully sets and the summer never ends.
Daytime, nighttime.
Daytime, nighttime. Shadowmoor is the name given to its nighttime aspect, where the moon cycles endlessly through a cool night. When we last visited the plane, the queen and mother of all fairies, Una, had been defeated and destroyed.
Whoa.
And her control over the cycle of day and night had ended.
That feels bad.
That feels probably bad.
Probably bad.
But during her meddling, she broke something fundamental about the plane. Or perhaps this fixed something long broken, like a pipe being unclogged or a wheel being greased.
Interesting. The two aspects of the plane began to bleed into one another, day into night, night into day. They chafed and grinded, blanketing the land and coloring it like a marbled cake whose white and black colors swirled endlessly around each other.
All of that was so beautiful, except the word chafe really made me upset.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, chafed was an interesting...
Chafed
me. I feel like that it was supposed to make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It was like, oh,
an
I don't
interruption
like that.
of the beauty.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the first time in Lore-Wyn's Shadowmoor's history, its people were living beside another aspect of their plane, one that felt alien and familiar at the same time. In Lore-Wyn, people could see a sunlit, meandering path give way to a gnarled, impenetrable darkness.
Whoa.
In Shadowmoor, people could watch thorny, moonlit brambles transform into flowering, bright green bushes.
Ugh.
That whole paragraph was just really fun to read.
Yeah. It really, that's I think why I'm so excited about the set is like, and it's nice. We've seen some Universes Beyond stuff that has felt kind of heavy-handed.
Yeah.
And we've seen some really good Universes Beyond in 2025. Beyond? Universes, they beyond. They beyond. I need to tell you it's really late right now.
Yeah, we're going to tell you right now, it is nighttime.
Nighttime. We're in Shadowmoor.
Ooh, we are in Shadowmoor.
It's really nice to see them return to such a long loved and cared for plane because it feels like there's so much love in even the language that they're writing and the stories that they're producing for us and the art and the direction, all of it. Yeah.
All of it feels very true to magic and also like the original stories that people fell in love with.
Right. Like what high fantasy is all about.
Yeah.
Lore-Wyn Shadowmoor is about duality. It is a place where across the boundary, you might become someone else with twisted memories of your past and a personality you don't recognize, which, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, no spoilers, I think leads into fractured realities later this year.
Yeah, there was some hints about that.
Yeah. Where the greatest dangers might not be your body, but to your mind. Where you might ask the question, which am I really? And be satisfied when the answer is both.
Ooh.
I'm going to be honest, as a Libra, hits.
You're like, yes.
Yeah, it's me.
Nuance.
You want it. Yeah, you need the light and the dark.
You need both.
You need both, and both is okay.
Both is good. ¿Por qué no los dos?
Oh, damn.
Lore-Wyn. Lore-Wyn is a world of idyllic meadows and verdant forests that have never known night. The sun sits high in the sky for most of the day and, though it sinks low, never extinguishes. Humble granges dot the countryside and hamlets foster community among different species. The known and tamed expanse of Lore-Wyn has historically been known as the Blessed Nation.
Oh, interesting.
After the supposedly blessed caste of elves who claimed dominion over them, a term that fell out of flavor with the advent of the pendulum year. The areas beyond are known as the Primal Beyond.
Interesting. So I literally wonder if like Lathril, Blade of Elves, is is she a mean bitch?
She kind of a baddie.
Yeah, I mean, she's always been a baddie, but now I'm like, oh, is she like
kind of a baddie?
Is she actually a baddie?
Yeah.
This picture is such a great example of being so Brian Froud encoded. And next time you come over,
The flora.
I'll have to give you one of my art books and just
Yeah.
be like, just flip through it.
I'm just gonna look.
Just look.
Yeah. Very cool.
And
It's
then
very
we have
beautiful.
very beautiful. And then we have Shadowmoor, also very beautiful in a different way.
Different way.
Shadowmoor is a land of dark and mysterious forests and brambles, pitched in eternal night. The moon circles in the sky as if a simile of full night occurs. Great mountains of stone lie in covered moss, caved with symbols of civilizations long since unmade. Torrid bogs, always aflame, sink unsuspecting wanderers and drown them in their depths. The land teems with danger, but the mysteries that lurk within seduce even the most cautious minds. Though Shadowmoor seduce me.
Whoa.
Though Shadowmoor is rife with threats, the land is full of life that blossoms in the harsh conditions and haunting environment that surrounds it. Every dark pass and shaded glen is suffused with magic, overflowing like a bountiful cornucopia of power and energy.
This is such the language is so
Also just flowery and whimsical.
It just lends to everything.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoy.
This is definitely giving, like, if Labyrinth had to live somewhere, it would be Shadowmoor.
Would be in Shadowmoor, 100%. The energy is known as wild magic. Wild magic is inherent to the land of Shadowmoor and is a deep well of power that anyone can draw upon. The power is chaotic and volatile, and any use risks the appearance of catastrophic backlashes that destroy both its caster and the surrounding environment. with great power.
With great cower.
I cower.
Become great. Responsibility.
The responsibility is great.
It's hard because I love wild mages in D&D. They're so fun and interesting. But then also, like, there's 2 wild mages from the Baldur's Gate set, obviously, that are in Magic, and they're also so fun.
So fun.
They're so crazy.
Is it a little dangerous? Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just a little.
The plane of Lore-Wyn Shadowmoor is unique from other planes due to it containing 2 distinct planar entities. Lore-Wyn, the day aspect, and Shadowmoor, the night aspect, are divided and kept separate, either by the great aura, as they were during the age. Oh, Aurora, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like that feels right.
It's not just aura, it's Aurora.
I mean, it's got aura.
It's got aura for sure.
Aura.
It's gotta. Either by the great Aurora, as they were during the age of Una, or by Auroras in the current age. With auroras, the 2 aspects directly border one another.
Whoa.
These borders can shift slowly, keeping balance between day and night. Rarely, entire plots of land can suddenly shift, instantly transforming everything within them. The cause of these shifts is untraceable to ordinary people, but the whims and footfalls of the Irdu and Islu are one of the source of these changes.
Imagine just like vibing in one part of the plane, and then all of a sudden...
Yeah.
It just changes.
Yeah, you're like Chandra and Nissa, and you're like big chillin'. You're
Yeah.
like, oh my God, Lore-Wyn's so beautiful. And then it's like, Bog of Eternal Stench.
Shadowmoor.
Yeah.
Edgelord.
Oh no! Yeah.
In Lore-Wyn, the plane is an eternal daytime with the sun always visible, never dipping below the horizon in its cycle across the sky.
I ruined you with daytime.
Nighttime.
In Shadowmoor, the plane is eternal night, with the moon hanging in the sky, traveling back and forth, but never disappearing. The moon cycles between full and new.
Oh, I would kind of like that, I think. Auroras and the tides. During the age of Una, the entire plane would shift between Lorwyn and Shadowmoor because of the Great Aurora, a magical convergence orchestrated by the fairy queen herself.
Very midsummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Now, the plane of Lorwyn Shadowmoor is constantly at odds with massive swaths of land covered by the light of Lorwyn or the darkness of Shadowmoor. Their boundaries ebbing and flowing due to myriad bizarre conditions and unknown influences. Sometimes deaths or births within a particular mass of land might expand or shrink the size of Lorwyn or Shadowmoor.
That's scary.
That's insane.
That freaks me out, actually.
Other times, these boundaries might shift due to the influence of Irdu or Islu's footfalls. And even more frequently, these borders will grow or shrink without rhyme or reason as a way for the plane to naturally correct imbalances in power, influence, or size. In recent years, these boundaries have grown more stable, resulting in some relatively permanent borders. However, the danger of sudden transformation still threatens anyone close to them.
When these boundaries shift, everything within them transforms. This includes creatures and all other living things. Though there are methods to suppress this change, these are rare, and creatures or other objects that are immune to these changes are even rarer.
Whoa.
Where the boundaries of Lore-Wyn and Shadowmoor abut, you can see beyond their current aspect and into the other. Stepping into the other aspect and out of your own includes an immediate change in whoever stepped over the boundary.
So you yourself would change.
You probably would become some sort of light and dark version of yourself as well.
That's so cool. And this goes in to fractured reality.
Which, yes. So Mara and I have not read all of the Lore-Wyn Eclipse reports.
No.
But the end of it, spoilers, in chapter 7 was so huge with it going into fractured reality that as a magic person, it was impossible to miss.
It was impossible to avoid.
So what we know is there is some stuff floating around out there of Liliana, instead of in her mono black garb, is mono white.
Mono white.
Which does make sense based on this of, you literally, she maybe is in Shadowmoor and steps into Lorwyn and is suddenly the good version of Liliana.
Yeah,
which is weird.
I want to see bad Chandra.
I know. I was going to say that makes Chandra and Nissa flip too.
Yes.
They probably literally go red, is it red-blue then? What constitutes as the opposite of certain things?
I mean,
And
so
out of 5 color.
black and
Black and
white
white.
makes sense. But I am
The 3
curious
colors.
how they're going to flip certain things on its head, which I mean, I'm sure that they have put a lot of time and effort into thinking about what that means.
And it's a huge fucking shakeup.
Yeah.
It's a huge shakeup.
It's going to throw everybody off.
Anyway.
I kind of like it.
That's the end of the year. We can't get that crazy.
Keep yourself, you know, like keep them on the toes. You know?
Yeah. Ooh, ooh. What are we going to do?
Daytime. Nighttime.
Nighttime.
Native-born creatures on the plane have 2 forms, a Lore-Wyn form and a Shadowmoor form. When an aurora occurs and Lore-Wyn becomes Shadowmoor, or vice versa, all creatures and aspects of the landscape within that area undergo a massive transformation.
That's wild.
To cross from Lore-Wyn to Shadowmoor is known as Eventide.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
To cross from Shadowmoor to Lorwyn is Morningtide. Ah,
That's cute.
It's cute. Though creatures do not change their species, they are physically and mentally altered.
And that's what I assumed. I didn't think they'd change from like an elf to a kin whatever.
No,
a hobbit.
just a different aspects.
Right. Elementals don't
yeah.
become tree folk.
No.
Yeah.
Though creatures do not change their species, they are physically and mentally altered. Memories of their time in other aspect become murky and muddled, like an itch that they can't reach in the back of their mind.
That's up.
Oh, that would mess with me so bad.
Yeah, that's not cool at all.
They might also undergo dramatic personality shifts. Overall, denizens of Lore-Wyn are more communal and orderly, while denizens of Shadowmoor are more individualistic and chaotic. Neither side has a monopoly on good or evil, since anyone can be a hero or villain depending on their circumstances.
Ain't that? Can we
This
just
is
read
so
that over and
cool.
over again?
Yeah. Anyone can be a hero or villain depending on their circumstances.
And ain't that the tea?
Well, I think that's really cool. I think this really embodies like the both of things, the nuance of life and the gray.
Right. Well, and war is war. You know, like there's always different reasons for war. Like maybe I said, oh, Lathril, is she a big baddie? Is she going out and killing people just to kill? Or is she the savior of elves as other people are invading and taking them?
What
is
the reason?
And what is the reason behind it all? Yeah. Those who cross into another aspect are transformed into Lore-Wyn or Shadowmoor counterpart, a version of themselves with darkly reflected memories of their prior lives that are inaccurate and strangely shifted.
Inaccurate?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Ew.
You're like, I know what's up. And you're like, no, you don't.
You don't know anything.
You don't know shit.
Ah.
They regain their true memories of their Lore-Wyn or Shadowmoor self if they recross the threshold. So you essentially pick up where you left off. You pick up that version of you, which is wild.
Oh my God.
A Kithkin who had lived the last 10 years of their life in Shadowmoor might step over the threshold, transforming into their Lore-Wyn self and realizing that their prior childhood had been lived in Lore-Wyn. Their mind would twist their Shadowmoor life into a hazy memory, tricking them into thinking that their life actually took place in Lore-Wyn.
That's so f***ed up,
That's
man.
actually, it gave me goosebumps. It's real f***ed up. It's Gaslight Gatekeep Girl Boss.
Gaslight Gatekeep Girl Boss to the extreme.
Yeah.
And then it says, these changes in memory aren't undocumented, however. Hey, that's nice.
That is nice, yeah.
Many species understand the danger of crossing the threshold and the pain that may accompany it. Even if they desired to know their other self, they would lose the life they know in the process.
That's crazy.
So what's worth the risk then? It's like if you suddenly, in some sort of traumatic event, flip to the other side.
Right.
Do you know, is it like, okay, you live your life and then do you just...
Well, yeah, I don't think you have like want to go back. Like you don't, somebody could push you into Shadowmoor from Lorwyn. And it doesn't sound like the person that you become craves. They don't yearn for the mines.
They don't yearn for the mines.
They just are like, yes.
This is my life. This has always been my life.
This has always been my life. I'm a Shadowmoor person. And this is where I am.
It's kind of crazy because what then do you do if like something happens to somebody you care
love
about and
your loved
love,
ones? Yeah.
and they get pushed into a different plane and you're like, well, I need to reach them, to find them. You can't, because if you go, you change and your memories are altered and it's all
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. I was like, I love this. And now I'm like, I'm maybe scared of this actually.
It's scary.
But maybe, I mean, they don't know anything else either. Like okay, so here's maybe where it gets crazy is it says that Una was making it happen every 300 years.
300 years.
So,
yes.
I mean, a lot of these like elves we know to have long lifespans, but you would live peacefully in one for
Right.
300 years. And that is almost
they
like
have,
you're
like,
taking
a
your
documented-
Lore-Wyn lifetime and then you take your Shadowmoor lifetime. But now with the back and forth, that has to feel chaotic and scary.
But if they're like an organized, like civilized society,
Right.
are they documenting these big historical moments in their lives and documenting their Lorwyn or Shadowmoor lives, and then it flips?
Do you keep a journal?
Yeah.
Of like,
do you just?
I don't know. I don't know if it's weird to them because it's what they've lived.
That's their life.
That's their life. That's just how it goes.
It's just a natural occurrence. But
Right.
now it's not, because things bleed.
Maybe, yeah. I think we'll get into that for sure more. So the Eclipsed Realms, which is where it meets, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Where the boundaries of Lorwyn and Shadowmoor grind against one another, pockets of new environments emerge. These pockets are known as the Eclipsed Realms and represent a third state of neither light nor shadow that a plane can take. These places attempt to resolve the cryo relationship between Lorwyn and Shadowmoor across a different dimensional axis, transforming the world into something unrecognizable.
So this is where both could exist as one.
Which is even crazier. Can you imagine living two separate lives and then they combine into weird one amalgamation?
Nope.
Yeah.
But this bothering me.
Hey, we've got more to read. We've got more to learn.
I have so many questions.
I know. I'm like, I need answers now.
The Eclipsed Realms are strange, otherworldly, even when compared to the rest of the plane. They exist along the borders between aspects, with some Eclipsed Realms appearing as slivers and others covering massive swaths of land. In Eclipsed Realms, the sun and moon float high in the sky, locked in place as an unmoving mirror of the eternal day and night of the realm's neighbors.
Whoa.
In every shadow, there are beacons of light. In each sunbeam, there are wells of deep darkness.
That also gave me goosebumps and freaks me out.
You
It's
can't
just,
see my arms. I'm just like,
it's so unnatural. It's one of those things where it just hearing it feels alien, and that I see that in this picture too.
it's so descriptive though,
Yeah.
which is really cool. And then they're locked in place. They're not meeting, which is also a weird thing.
They
like
just
in my mind, I
existed-
wanted them to like become this
Hybrid?
hybrid,
But they're not.
But
They're just
not.
existing
They
at
don't,
the same
They don't
time.
ever. It just like does not do this.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is so interesting to me.
I love how very almost Geiger the art is for the Eclipsed Realm too. I think that's really, really cool.
It's really neat.
Eclipsed creatures, which is great to know. Within Eclipsed Realms, a denizen of Lorwyn Shadowmoor is not immediately transformed into another aspect of themselves.
Okay.
They remain all memories of their time outside the realm and slowly regain any memories of the time spent in the other aspect. However, as they remain in the Eclipsed Realm, they slowly and permanently transform. Permanently.
Oh, permanently. I don't like that.
Yeah, their memories of one aspect try to combine with the memories of the other, and the contradictions between them cannot fully resolve.
Oh.
These eclipsed creatures lose their desires, emotion, and connection to the world outside, eventually turning to husks who cease movement entirely. When this occurs, they are known as a calciform creatures or simply calciforms. Oh, so yeah, not good at all. They don't mesh. They never do.
They're not supposed to.
So are these little dead dudes down here?
Oh, are they?
I think they could be.
Oh, they're just like, well, they kind of look like rocks, but the calcification I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
That
freaks me out.
Because in my mind, I was like, okay, like it almost
it'll
like
be great.
An eclipse.
Yeah.
You know, does that make sense? Like when they
merge.
cross over each other and they merge.
Right.
They don't like merge, but they, you know.
Yeah.
They
exist.
Sense, they coexist together. And this shows that they don't.
And they can't. Yeah.
Which is... And this says, incarnations of light and dark. As a consequence of Una's downfall, the aspects of Lore-Wyn and Shadowmoor were no longer held at bay from one another. As the aspects merged, two great beings awoke in the As the aspects merged, two great beings awoke from the firmament above the plane. Erdu, the incarnation of the sun, and Isalu, the incarnation of the moon. Their appearance initially caused chaos. Naturally.
Yeah, naturally.
Until it became apparent that they had no interest in the lives of the people of Lore-Wyn Shadowmoor or in one another.
Yeah, word. They were like, we're here to do greater things.
Yeah.
These massive beings wander Lore-Wyn Shadowmoor, the land changing beneath their footfalls. While one is awake, the other is meant to slumber and await their turn in balancing the plane between light and dark.
Whoa.
What their presence entails remains unknown. Still, many have taken to worshiping these two beings as deities, despite their seeming indifference to the people who live on the plane.
I mean, still, like, the embodiment of something, like, incredibly important, which makes sense. Like,
the people have worshipped the sun and moon forever. Yeah, in different ways. And so, it's like, how could you not think of this as something?
Yeah. That makes so much sense to me. Erdu is the living embodiment of Lore-Wyn and a symbol of the sun. Its presence feels like a soft breeze and the gentle warmth of spring.
I hope people say that about me.
I love that.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Oh my God. I'm going to say that about you.
Oh my God, yay!
When people ask me about you, I'm going to be like, wow, it's just like a soft breeze, gentle spring.
So warm.
And then sometimes fire.
Yeah. Sometimes the opposite.
Being near Erdu is rejuvenating for both the body and the spirit and produces a contentedness with life itself. Wow. For now, Erdu has no reason to defend itself, but when threatened, it can bring down the ruinous heat of the sun upon its enemies with blinding pillars of endless light.
Yeah, I wouldn't with that either.
No.
I think I'd watch one dude get smited by the sun god and be like, word.
I worship that now.
Damn, that thing did that.
Whoa.
Yeah. Adherents of the sun. The worshippers of Erdu lay claim to all of Lore-Wyn Shadowmoor and seek to convert the entire plane into Lore-Wyn.
Ah, jeez.
They wear armor with sunburst motif and wings, symbols they've taken from the body of Erdu and rallied behind.
Worshippers of Erdu gather on cold days when the light of the sun gleams less warmly than before to perform sacraments in the festival of, idol glare.
Oh, yeah. I was like, guess on that word, and then it was a normal word.
Yeah, it just made sense.
Yeah.
A pyre is erected at the center of an ancient dolmen or at the center of a settlement should there be no standing stones around. Words.
You're good.
An idolatrous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Costume in the shape of Erdu itself is placed atop an elemental and paraded around the circle until the pyre gives out. As the pyre burns, adherents will feed its flames with crops and valued heirlooms, extending the ritual's time until the elemental collapses with exhaustion or no more offerings can be produced.
Oh, bruh.
What the
That's crazy.
Hey,
Party
why are
all
we
night.
doing that to elementals?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's their choice, probably. Well, wait, no, is it? Oopsie. One time I went to Ireland and there's this festival where they...
One time?
Yeah, they celebrate this goat.
Okay.
They call him the Goat King or some shit.
Goat King.
And they go to the mountains and they capture a wild goat. And then they bring him to the town and then they fucking feed him and they party with him for a whole ass week in the streets of this town. And then they release him back to the mountain.
But does he not want to hang out after they feed him all that food and stuff? They like take him out of his natural.
They kidnapped him.
They literally kidnapped this goat and named him a king.
Yeah. Oh, it's the King Puck Festival. Yeah. It was cool as f***. There's a whole ass statue.
Did you party with the goat?
No, I wasn't there during that time. I just was there.
Oh, okay.
They have little mini statues all over.
goat.
Well, yeah, because the center of town, there's this giant fucking bronze goat statue, and you're like, hey, what's that about?
Hey, tell me about this goat.
Tell me about this goat king.
Goat king.
So, similar but different, I guess.
Same but different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Islu is the living embodiment of Shadowmoor and a symbol of the moon.
Okay, this thing looks fucking
It's
wild.
very weird and wild. Its presence feels like a calming silence and the gentle chill of autumn. Oh,
That's what. Okay, do you want people to say the one other thing or this thing about you?
I'll have to think about it. I'm a Libra.
I was like, the balancing
Oh,
scales.
no. Those near Islu are filled with understanding and peer into the beyond for answers to questions they never knew they had. For now, Islu has no reason to defend itself, but when threatened, it can cause the blackest of nights, blackening the world with a darkness that no light could ever pierce, choking the will to live from those inside the void.
Hey, so what would theoretically happen if they fought?
I'm scared of that. I that gave me goosebumps also, and I was like, what if we didn't?
I just like it
What if
was
we
this
didn't?
little worm in my brain. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That says no light could ever pierce, but the other one says
All the fucking light.
brings down the ruinous heat of the sun upon its enemies with blinding pillars of endless light.
I feel like it'd be bad. I feel like it'd be really bad. It would turn into eclipse and everyone would be little rock
Dead.
babies.
Calcified.
Calcified.
Oh man, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I'd be real bad.
Adherents of the moon. I think maybe this would be me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
Okay.
The worshippers of Islu lay claim to all Lore-Wyn Shadowmoor and seek to convert the entire plane into Shadowmoor.
Right.
They wear armor with moon motifs and clouded headwear, symbols they've taken from the body of Islu and rallied behind. The adherents of the moon hold vigils over their dead buried deep beneath the massive stone structures that dot the plain. No matter the species, no matter their creed or inclination, all hold these burial grounds as sacred places where no violence is done. At the entrance, an elemental draped in a costume meant to resemble Islu stands watch, a sign that a sacred ritual is being performed within. See, they don't parade around
No, that is
their
kinda
f***ing
crazy.
elemental. They let him be revered, or them be revered.
So this one time I went to Ireland.
So this one time in Ireland,
And I stood in a giant Neolithic tomb that is a massive stone burial ground structure.
that's really fucking rad.
I also went to a place, I wasn't going to
Was
share
it
this.
in Ireland?
It was in Ireland.
Okay.
Called the Navel of Ireland, where they used to bring all of the clans of Ireland together and build a giant pyre. And they would fucking party and burn this thing forever and then decide who would be the new king of the countryside or whatever. I don't know. I'm talking very loosely. So
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm gathering by sharing all
feels
this
very
useless
inspired.
information is I feel like this has a lot of Gaelic
Gaelic
and Celtic inspiration.
which is really fucking rad.
And makes sense. I feel like a lot of the high fantasy that we know in this section of regard
Yeah.
is very Celtic and Gaelic inspired, which is cool because once again, I have a huge interest in this thing and I'm a big old fucking nerd about it.
Yeah.
So this is really rad to hear.
Well, and it's also something I'm always really interested to learn because while I'm not Irish, I have Scottish heritage.
That's so
and
crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, I've got family in Nova Scotia, which is literally
Yeah.
New Scotland.
Yeah.
I have a clan. There's a castle somewhere. I gotta go to it one day.
I'm just like all Irish. And so to hear that I'm not Irish at all is so crazy because I feel like so many people I know has a little
I'm
bit.
sure there's a little bit
Yeah.
somewhere.
I found that I
But
was like,
my
I'm not
family
Scottish at all. And there is one.
incredibly. So it's like the
Yeah,
reverse of
yeah.
that, where my family on that side is very Scottish, and I'm sure there's probably some Irish mixed in.
Oh, yeah.
But the Gaelic and they say it differently. And Celtic inspiration is really cool.
It is really cool. It's just really cool to learn about. It's awesome. While the transformations might seem inevitable to the common folk of Lorwyn and Shadowmoor, there was once an ancient relic known as the Crescent of Morningtide, empowered by a great elemental that could bridge the gap between aspects without changing. In the same way, the people of Lorwyn Shadowmoor have constructed reliquaries from pieces of incarnations of day and light.
Wow.
Okay.
That's helpful, I think.
Yeah.
Probably hard to find, but helpful.
Helpful, nonetheless.
A reliquary allows a person to retain their physical form and memories between aspects. These reliquaries are fashioned from pieces of Erdu and Islu. Such items are rare and often sacred, representing the distilled essence of either Lorwyn or Shadowmoor. To resist the eventide, you must carry a reliquary of dawn, fashioned from a piece of Erdu.
Whoa.
To resist morningtide, you must carry a reliquary of twilight, fashioned from a piece of Islu. It is said that possessing both allows you to traverse eclipsed realms unchanged.
Whoa. I have a hard time believing that, though. Based on what they said, I'm like, they say that, but is it true?
It is said.
It is said. Reliquaries can take many forms, but are commonly designed as lanterns or pendants that light or shadow the way. That's so cool.
That's really neat.
Their form often depends on the piece of the incarnation that they are fashioned from. For example, a feather might turn into a brooch, while a glowing scale could be placed inside glass and turned into a lantern.
Even that's so cool.
I know. I'm like, man, do I like lore now? Is magic lore cool?
Oh, all the lore buffs are gonna go, it's cool.
It's so
Come to the dark side.
Yeah.
Oh, she beautiful.
She really, really is beautiful.
Her. Who killed her? Oh my God.
Who would do such a thing?
Who would do this? Millennia ago, Una, queen and mother of all fairies. All of them.
All of them.
All of them. Where did they come from now?
Who birthed them?
Who birthed them?
Who's the mother of hot dogs?
Who's the mother of hot dogs? Use the great Aurora to preserve her memories and body between the cycles and grant herself control of the plane. Every 300 years, the plane would shift to the other aspect. This continued until the cycle was disrupted over 40 years ago by the Great Mending, an event that healed the entire multiverse of damage from accumulated time rifts.
Interesting.
For the first time in eons, Una feared she might be affected by the Great Aurora. After the first avatar she rebelled, she created a duplicate Marilyn, a Mornsong elf, and instilled this duplicate with a piece of her soul so that she would not lose her memories.
Whoa.
However, Marilyn's duplicate gained sentience and joined with the others from across Lore-Wyn to investigate Una and her trickery.
Whoa,
that's
crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Once the Great Aurora occurred and transformed the plane into Shadowmoor, Una was defeated by a coalition consisting of Marilyn, an elf named Reese, a Kithkin named Brigid, yes, a Marrow named Sig, a Flamekin named Ashling, a tree folk sapling named Kolfinor.
Ashling is what I play in my Azula deck, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Though Una was defeated and her body was destroyed, her consciousness remains hidden.
Whoa.
That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
Slowly recovering strength in secret while she searches for the means to reclaim her throne. Following the end of her reign, the plane began to fuse together, triggering the start of the Pendulum Year. Marilyn took on the mantle of Queen of the Fae and bound herself to Reese with a death pact.
Whoa.
If there is ever a sign that Una might return, Reese is to kill Marilyn. Until that day, he can never die.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Bound herself to Reese with a death pact.
Yeah. So it also sounds like Una will eventually, and they know this.
They know this.
Come back.
Does
Come
that
back,
mean,
Queen.
I feel like maybe that's, and we're like they wouldn't bring this up. The relevance of it all has to come to a head at some point, right?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know enough about magic lore to know, or if they really do just like lay the groundwork and the roots for every set.
It's so fascinating.
But I mean, like, D&D does that. And like I said, it's Wizards of the Coast. So, like, I spend so much time when I build a D&D character of like, well, I'm from the Feywild, but where? What city? And why? And where is that city on the map? And then I go crazy, man.
I like
it's so cool. I love it.
I feel like I do a little bit of that, but not to that extent. But this is making me go, whoa. Hey,
Shit's kind of crazy.
It's kind of wild.
Across Shadowmoor, pockets of Lore-Wyn spouted up into the darkness. The plane was thrown into turmoil, since any person or place could be transformed in a moment. Entire villages were split in two, and anyone crossing these new borders changed instantly. Farmers were cut off from their farms or forgot their trade entirely. Communities were estranged from their neighbors, unable to contact anyone through these new borders. At times, there were even periods of day into night into day, mimicking the day and night cycles of other planes.
That's insane.
That is weird.
Soon there was a slowing of these transformations. Borders seemed to stabilize and inched forward like gentle tides rather than crashing waves. People began to see two great beings in the far-off distance that seemed to walk along the horizon.
Whoa.
Erdu, the incarnation of Lorwyn, and Isalu, the incarnation of Shadowmoor. The twin world soul of the plane had emerged again to control the ebb and flow of the plane's auroras.
So maybe it was never hers to control at all.
Maybe
That's why I
wasn't.
said it's like it feels like the 300-year period. There's a level of peace to that.
Sure.
But maybe it was never meant to be that way at all.
Maybe the natural order of the plane was always meant to ebb and flow.
Ebb and flow, yeah, to have this natural back and forth, even though it's foreign to us.
Yes.
And it's foreign to some of them. It's not foreign to the plane. That's how it was supposed to be.
It was always supposed to be.
Yeah. For the next 40 years, the plane enjoyed peace, maintained by the existence of these two incarnations. Sometimes startling tales would emerge from a distant village that their neighbor and homes had been caught between light and darkness and succumbed to something that was both and neither at the same time.
Ugh.
These areas became known as the Eclipse Realms.
Eclipse Realms.
Yeah.
My God.
And then we get into the Phyrexian invasion, which is something that you don't know anything about.
Anything about this.
So when Eric and I started playing, there were the year that we really actually got into Magic was the 2 Phyrexian sets.
Okay.
Because what used to happen in Magic is you didn't just go to Lore-Wyn once. You went to double did.
Okay.
So we went to, I think it was Brothers War and then New Phyrexia, or maybe Brothers War is Brothers War is when we started. So, it was New Phyrexia and March of the Machines.
Okay.
And that was because the lore tied them together. And so those two sets came out for a reason together.
Interesting.
And though I don't know a lot about the Phyrexian invasion, Eric loves it.
Yeah.
And so I know a little bit about it. And what I do know is that Yawgmoth essentially created Elish Norn and Sheoldred and all these disgusting baddies.
Yeah.
And
they are
then-
baddies, like big baddies.
And then the Phyrexians took over everything and killed a bunch of planeswalkers and characters. So, like, there's a ton of people in the lore who are dead because
the shock on my face. I'm literally.
Yeah, and some of these people aren't just dead; they came back as Phyrexian horrors. So, like,
What?
yeah, it's super interesting. But that's all I really know. I only know essentially a basic understanding of it. But it's super cool, and so that's why sometimes you see multiple arts of characters, or they're like, why are you suddenly this gross big baddie? It's because it's their Phyrexian version. They were reborn March of the Machines into these like synthetic weird creatures.
My mind, like, I'm trying to process so much.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, Lore-Wyn, Shadowmoor. Yeah, I've got this. Daytime, nighttime. And then this thing
Phyrexia.
just blew it up.
Yeah. Well, tell us about it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Let's get into it.
The Phyrexian invasion destroyed the fragile power balance of the plane and forced species to cooperate with each other in ways they had never considered before.
And that's essentially what happened is the Phyrexian invasion was so bad, March of the Machines was so bad that they had to, like, all of these planeswalkers, all of these people had to join together.
They just had to.
Because they were like, we're not going to live.
Well,
we will fucking die if we don't do this.
It said during Una's reign that there was peace, like uncomfortable peace, but like discord as far as like skirmishes and stuff.
Right.
But like the planes had never experienced all-out war.
Especially between planes that weren't their own.
Yeah.
Like, they came in
it's like a whole alien invasion up in here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. In particular, the Lore-Wyn elves that had once terrorized the denizens of Lore-Wyn. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because that was really descriptive.
That answered the question.
Yeah. Were nearly decimated. Their dominion over the plane turned into networks of power for the Phyrexians. The completed elves used their cruelty and prejudice to great effect, the oil having hardly even changed their behavior towards other species.
So oil is in machines.
Okay. I'm going to have to...
We might have to... I wondered with this, I think from here, we're going to have to go to Strixhaven and learn about Strixhaven, which is great because it's coming up.
Yeah.
But earnestly, I think to be a part of the lore in 2025 and 2026 means that we have to do an episode about the Phyrexian invasion.
We do, because I want to understand.
And it did. It changed everything in Magic.
Okay.
And so it is something that, like, it's confusing right now when we don't really understand it.
Sure.
The elves that remain untainted were pushed back and, in a desperate gamble, aligned themselves with the other species of Lorwyn.
Wow.
In doing so, they were finally able to gain ground and make a stand against Lys Alana. The Phyrexians would resort to new tactics, like infecting Kithkin and using the Thought Weft to poison their comrades' minds, or sending corrupted fairies to stealthily infect water supplies.
It's so messed up.
Yeah, it was like absolute war terror.
In Shadowmoor, chaos reigned as each species mounted assaults against their invaders in any way they saw fit. Their scattered approach was less effective than the unified front of Lorwyn, but they saw far fewer losses as a result. Everyone for themselves.
Yeah.
Only the Boggarts and Kithkin made courageous stands against the invaders. The Boggarts formed the vanguard, riding their cavalry into enemy lines and gutting them from within.
Bro,
They
cool.
suffered massive casualties as they expected.
Well, that's not cool, but, like, you know, riding into battle and standing up for yourself is cool.
It's cool. It's
yeah,
cool.
it's just like it'd be cooler if they didn't die.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a lot cooler if they didn't die, but they did.
Yeah. As Halo poured through the multiverse, it was the isolationist Shadowmoor Kithkin that led the last charge to destroy the invaders.
Wow.
Driven by xenophobia that surpassed anything they'd ever felt toward their fellow planar Desdens, they crushed ranks of Phyrexians and trampled them underfoot.
Wow.
Afterwards, with their fears of outsiders made manifest, the Kithkin holed themselves up in their homes, unwilling to see guests even years after.
I feel like that's kind of fair.
Yeah, dude. Based on what I know about New Phyrexia, March of the Machines, all of that shit.
Awful.
Yeah.
I mean,
it
this
sounds
is
pretty
a
bad.
little glimpse into what sounds horrifying.
It's pretty crazy and
brutal.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool, but
It's some real bad guy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting, you know, to have topics like that come up where, you know, it's war. These are real things that happen in real life outside of high fantasy settings.
Right.
Where people have to set aside their differences.
Yes.
And work together.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very real shit even when it's rooted in fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The current age of Lore-Wyn Shadowmoor is one of tenuous peace. Not all changes are predictable, as villages might be transformed at a moment's notice and their inhabitants made unaware that they once had a different life. The emergence of the mysterious eclipsed realms threatens to further confuse the people of Lore-Wyn Shadowmoor, who are now wary of yet another unknowable change to their world.
Yeah, that would be really
They
scary.
are just constantly living in like a flux of like ever-changing circumstance, and that is like, it feels so scary because that's so unstable.
Change is scary.
Change is scary.
Instability is scary. Yeah.
And like I think there's a balance of like having change because we're always changing.
Yeah.
But living in a plane that is constantly changing physically and like threatens to change your entire
everything
life
about
structure
you. Yeah.
is insane to me.
It is really insane. It's crazy.
Yeah.
In the political realm, the empire of Lorwyn elves has dwindled in power, allowing other species to gain footholds in the world where they were previously denied. Without Una pitting the other species against one another, trade and commerce flourishes.
Oh, I like that.
Each species leveraging their unique talents to achieve newfound prosperity. That is nice. That's good.
Yeah.
Like it sucks that it seems like Una in some ways, based on only the knowledge that I've read,
Yes.
was trying to provide structure. But obviously she was taking advantage and doing things that were bad.
Taking advantage, doing things that weren't in the natural order of things.
Right.
And also, mentioned a few times throughout this that there was trickery, which is obviously very fairy.
Yeah, very coded. Yeah. But yeah, to get through that and to get through war and then come out on the other side of that as a stronger plane where people can live more harmoniously is very, very cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome to see. So some more stuff that we aren't going to fully cover because we only have so much time.
Sure.
But I think Mara and I will probably go on and read for ourselves, honestly, probably, is that it looks like, you have your fairies, but fairies between Lorwyn and Shadowmoor look different. Same with your elementals, same with your giants. Changelings, obviously, are their own things.
This is so rad.
It is really, really rad. And the history of how they've all interacted, which is also really cool. It's so interesting to see that. I do want to scroll down to the very bottom, as we have mentioned, Midsummer and other things. The final picture that we get is other creatures and is a very bottom Midsummer Night's Dream inspired looking character.
That's so funny.
This is such a beautiful and complicated plane. And I'm really, really excited to get into it.
Yeah.
Like I've been excited, like I said, about like the art direction with Evan doing so much, with it being inspired by some of my favorite artists.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite, I love, like I said, Celtic and Gaelic. Like all of that is really cool. If you're a big Lord of the Rings person and you like hobbits,
I think there's something that each person can take from this and find a common ground and like interest in.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
There's obviously so much more that we could dig into. Like if you do look at the fandom wiki page, they literally list flora and fauna that you can see within the plane. Yeah.
Different locations, how they fused, more about the Phyrexian invasion, new Phyrexians invasion of the multiverse, planeswalkers who have visited the planes. That's actually really cool. Mythical beings that have slumbered beneath Lorwyn's surface.
What the That's crazy.
There's crazy stuff that I'm just like scrolling past, you know?
Planeswalker visitors include Ajani, Chandra, Garrick, Jace, Liliana, Nissa, and Ugin, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Those are obviously some heavy hitter Planeswalker names.
Yeah, those are the biggins.
The biggins.
Oh my goodness. Which, whoa, okay. So Ajani, fractured reality.
Mono black
Ajani. Can we even like?
I can't
begin to think about that.
No, that's the thing is that like I just am like, yes, it's so this is mono white man's, whether it's tokens or counters, like whether I'm thinking of it like visually in an art direction.
Mono black cats.
Yeah, I'm building mono black cats. What does that mean? Are you building a fucking sack deck?
Yeah,
that's crazy. I just don't know. Are you playing graveyard cats?
Oh.
Yes, that's
Pet
what
Cemetery,
I'm saying.
bitch.
Oh shit! That's crazy. This looks like it is going to be the beginning of a really, really cool year.
Yeah.
And I really think with how people are feeling in Magic right now, whether you're a newbie or an oldie or, someone who's all into all sets or is having a really hard time with Universes Beyond, returning to some of the roots feels really, really cool and feels really important right now.
Yeah. I think that's going to be something that everyone can sort of come together and be united on.
Yeah. And then from Lore-Wyn, we know we move into Strixhaven, and there's...
Which I don't know anything about.
What is your basic knowledge of Strixhaven just right now? Great.
That's it.
That's it?
Kinda.
Wizard school.
Wizards, yes.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah, I know it's wizard school and that Liliana... Okay, hold on. I'm bringing something out. Liliana fakes her death and becomes a teacher. And she is a planeswalker that is from Strixhaven that has a different name. She's not Liliana. She's a new name. Because I played her in a deck recently and I said, who this bitch? She's kind of cool. And Eric said, that's Liliana. And I said, what?
What? No, she's not.
I said, that has a different name. What?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Yeah. And
Daytime.
Nighttime. And I don't know why. And that's the thing that I have seen a little bit of, like, just glancing over some of the, podcasts that Magic puts out that I also am going to listen to and experience, or maybe we will if you guys are interested.
If you guys
in that.
like this.
If you like this and want to see more of it, I'm open to more. But why does it feed into Strixhaven?
Mm-hmm.
Like, where does we go?
Where does we go?
Where does we go from
Lore-Wyn
here
Shadowmoor to
Magic School?
Haven Wizard School.
Why we go Wizard School?
I like Wizard School.
I like it too, but why go?
I want to go.
Why go?
Why
go
go?
from Lore-Wyn to Wizard School?
That is a good question.
Yeah.
It's like if you're already in a very extremely magical plane, why go Wizard School?
You don't need Wizard School. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? You already magic.
You magic.
Yeah.
You very magic.
You very magic.
Yeah.
But thanks.
And this is very magic.
This is very magic. Yeah. Thank you for being part of our first dive into the lore really at all.
Yeah. This was something that when I started playing Magic, I was interested in, dipping my toes into, but I was really focused on learning how to play the game.
Magic. Yeah.
I'm like just trying to stay afloat.
Yeah.
And so now that I've gotten a bit of a better grasp of gameplay mechanics, certain characters, whether or not I know where they come from and stuff, familiarizing myself with names or
right. You can say I know who Johnny and Liliana and Chandra and Nissa are.
Yeah, exactly. And so now it gives me this moment to be able to say, well, okay, but who are these people,
right?
Or characters or creatures, and why are they the way that they are,
right?
What the heck is the Phyrexian stuff? That I'm literally so I feel like I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole.
I know, but we have to wait. We have to do it with them.
We do.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. I mean, the only lore that I've picked up on before this was I got really into Magic, especially Bloomburrow, Duskmourn. So I read a little bit of lore of Bloomburrow, but not really more how it interacted with other planes. Well, that's I just read some of the things. Yeah. But the one lore piece I do know from Duskmourn is when Aetherdrift came out in 2025.
Yes.
I was like, oh, what is his fucking name? What's your boy? Winter. That Winter dies.
I was about to say Winter, my boy, my emo boy that dies.
Yeah. That we saw the card art of him and we were like, oh, he looks dead.
He's dead.
And then he does. He's a ghost.
And
so I learned only that much of that he dies in Duskmourn and comes back to try and and then there was so much weird lore about the Aethers. Yeah. So Aetherdrift kind of forced our hand into naturally, here's some lore. Why are all these planes doing a car race?
Racing for Nissa.
Because I think Nissa died in the Phyrexian War.
It's backing me up,
Because she's
man.
dead, right?
I don't know.
Isn't that why Chandra was trying to win the Aether Spark?
something
To bring back Nissa?
Yeah.
Because I think Nissa died fighting the Phyrexian War. I don't know. I assume. I have no idea.
I have to learn.
Yeah.
I have to learn. It's important to me now.
So-
I'm invested.
As newbies getting into this, we'll take it to the middle camera. As newbies getting into this, where do we go from here?
Yeah.
What should we do? How do we approach some of these, especially on the older planes?
The lore of magic, because it spans over so many years now,
So
is
many
just
years.
so vast.
Yeah.
That finding a place to start feels daunting.
It's so daunting. I mean, that's why I picked where we are right now, because I was like, I don't know, this feels like it makes sense right now to
It
start
makes
here.
sense for us to find a vested interest in the thing that, first of all, with the high fantasy stuff,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
also
yeah.
just what's next.
Right. It was top of the year, trying new things and doing this.
Yeah.
And so what is your advice as someone who's trying to get into it lore-wise? Did you like this format?
Yeah, if you're new like me, was it something that you found interesting? Did it make you want to be invested in the lore more? After reading this, I feel that it did that
I
for
think
me.
so. Yeah, I feel way more excited about it than I did.
So I'm pretty excited to see what Lorwyn has in store.
Yeah. And are there other ways that we can explore the lore with you guys via guild halls or maybe other stuff that you want to see us do? We are always open
to
new things.
all the things. So yeah.
Cheers to 2026
Yeah!
and what the sets this year will bring.
Cool stuff.
Cool stuff.
Daytime.
Nighttime. Bye.
Bye.